the worst week of my life. I got to do Jon Stewart tonight. I want to hang my fucking self. Yeah, and I'm sweating. I'm sick. I mean, I'm really sick. I can't talk sick. But I can't. Can I cancel Jon Stewart? I mean, that's kind of bogus, right?
Right. I mean, they're, you can't cancel at the last minute unless you're like on your deathbed, I think.
And then I got Jimmy Kimmel via satellite on Thursday. And by the way, Jon Stewart doesn't tape till like 7 o'clock at night.
Oh.
Oh, I just want to go to bed. I'm just so fucked.
Well, can you go to bed in between?
I tried blaming Beth because she had a cold and said she gave it to me, but I don't think she gave it to me. I know where I got this cold.
Where did you get it?
At Rayo's that night that you and I went to dinner.
Yeah.
Remember everyone was shaking my fucking hand? I got to do that power bump fist thing.
What's wrong with you?
I feel bad giving...
Did you wash?
I didn't bring my gel with me at the restaurant, and every fucking human being on the planet thinks it's an honor to shake my goddamn hand with their wet hands.
It's like you're the president.
Remember, like, Joey Reynolds came over and started shaking my hand, and I was like, I wanted to give him a fist bump, but I felt bad. I got to just get over this feeling bad all the goddamn time, all my neuroses.
Because you have the other neuroses where you get sick.
Yeah, well, more than neuroses, I'm just fucking sick as a dog. And I've been doing good. I haven't been sick for like 2 years.
You know what? I was just thinking, isn't it been great? Neither one of us has been sick.
Yeah, well, I got
in
hit.
the longest time.
I've been hit hard.
Through this entire winter we've gotten through. And now you're sick?
And Beth kept saying to me, I know how you feel. I know how you feel because she was sick. I go, no, you don't know how I feel because I got to go talk for 4 hours.
Right.
I don't care if I'm sick. I'm not a pussy. If I get a cold,
it's okay
who cares?
if you can lay in bed and just indulge it.
Yeah,
but you talk for a living.
Yeah, I never want to hear from anyone, not even my own beautiful wife, that they know what I'm going through because they don't. And then I got this Jon Stewart interview, and I'm doing it for these apps. And you know what? I don't even know if it's making a bit of difference. No one's come to me from the company and said, oh, you're promoting the apps?
And the app sales or application?
Yeah,
what is it you do with an app?
What am I doing this for?
You've got more people on the app?
I don't give a fuck about going on the Jon Stewart show. I'm doing it for the company. Why am I doing this? Why me? Why me?
Well, I don't think you should fret over Jimmy Kimmel. That's Thursday.
No,
you could be completely well
Jimmy
by
should
then.
let me off the hook.
Oh, gee.
Oh, I'm sweating like a pig.
So you were sick all weekend? You're not any better?
It's moving through my body the way a cold normally does. It goes from your throat to your chest to your... And
so you got a flu kind of thing.
Yeah, and it's going through its stages, which is always the way it goes. And I wouldn't even think about it if I didn't have to do all these goddamn appearances. I have 2 this week.
Why'd you double up? You were trying to do 1 a week.
1 every 2 weeks, but I don't know. My agent booked this. He said to me at the time, do you want to do Jon Stewart? I said, sure, I'll go do it. But I didn't know I'd be sick.
Of course not. You didn't schedule this.
Yeah. Well, I'm screwed. I'm screwed. I know I sound all right, but...
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, but I'm struggling.
I was reading on Twitter. Did you tweet that you were sick?
Yeah, I hadn't tweeted all weekend. And you know what? I'm so over Twitter. Like, I guess maybe because I'm sick, everything's kind of clouded right now, but I really hate going on there. And I could read 100 nice things from people.
And then the one.
And then the one where someone just goes, you're a piece of shit.
You suck.
You suck. You're not funny. All this negative crap. And really, most people on Twitter are very nice.
Yeah.
But they kind of just want to hear from you and have a dialogue with you. And I'm fine with that. But you know what? It's too much contact with the fans.
That one person can't sour you to everyone.
But it does.
You can't let that happen.
Well.
You are.
Well, it does. That's it. It'll just so like this whole weekend I was feeling sick. I said, I'm going to go on the Twitter. And I went, when I go on there, I feel bad. So why would I go on it? So then I stayed away from it.
But that's what you can do with Twitter. You don't need to be on it all the time.
Yeah, well, I wasn't. And then yesterday I was driving in my car, and I was being driven in my car. So I don't Twitter and drive at the same time. And I just said, I'm sick. That's why I haven't been on all weekend. I told people I was sick. And then right away, some asshole just tweets, "Hey, man, you're not going to be there tomorrow, you pussy?" And I'm like, no, I didn't say I wasn't going to be there. I just said I'm sick.
So you get
fucker.
good dialogue with that
Yeah,
person?
like with a moron. And then one guy wrote, "Hey, man, I'm expecting a great show tomorrow. No excuses because you're sick." And I just went, what am I doing on this stupid Twitter? Why am I putting myself through it at this point? This is my time off.
Fuck you.
Yeah, right?
Well,
Douche.
again, you have to protect yourself. Don't fool around with Twitter when you're not feeling well, when you're not strong.
Yeah, well, I stayed away from it. Right now, I hate everything and everybody. And then, like, I wanted to
Hey, doesn't that happen to you when you're sick? You just, you know, no matter how many great days you have, you get sick and you're like, fuck,
Yeah.
life sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, it just sucks. And the last place I want to be is here talking into a microphone when I'm sick. So I went to bed at 8 o'clock.
You didn't see any of the Academy Awards?
No, I watched the red carpet people walking down, and that's just so vapid. I don't know, maybe because I was sick.
Which one did you watch? Did you watch ABC or did you watch E?
I watched E and TV Guide Channel.
I didn't get to TV Guide Channel. E is horrible.
Well, yeah, Ryan Seacrest, and used to be kind of funny when Joan Rivers did it because she was like, the first year she did it, she'd like insult people. And it was funny, and she wouldn't take them seriously. And now it's just Ryan Seacrest is such a ball sucker. You know, I don't really have anything.
He said to Helena, the one moment I saw, I mean, talk about a vapid question. Helena Bonham Carter's in the King's Speech. She gets up to him and he says to her, "When did you know that people were going to take to this movie?"
Yeah, like she would know.
And she said, "I guess when people went to see it."
Yeah. He's such a moron. He's such a dick sucker. He really is just a dick-sucking fucknut. And really, I have nothing against the guy, but Jesus Christ, could you
Why
suck
be
more?
there to ask a question like that?
You couldn't suck more, asshole. And like Beth always says to me, "Gee, Ryan Seacrest is really good." I go, yeah, he's a very smooth announcer. He's very good at what he does, but why reward? Aren't there a million guys who can do that? Well, I mean, he's so rewarded for doing nothing except standing there and...
Ted the Deep Voice guy could do it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It just the whole industry disturbs me. That whole red carpet and all that sucking ass. There's no fun allowed. If you say anything funny or have a good time, right away they throw you off. The whole thing's so boring.
I didn't think people were particularly glammed up either. Nobody really looked all that spectacular.
It seems to me at the Academy Awards, these hot chicks all want to look like old movie stars. So they don't wear short dresses and they don't wear plunging necklines and they look like...
And their hair is all
like Veronica
severe,
Lake.
yeah.
Severe, like all done up. These chicks look way hotter in the movies when they just play regular people because they don't look like a... You know, they look retarded when they go on...
Yeah, they look like matrons, dowagers.
Yeah, they look like old women. Like they were going, "Oh my God, Gwyneth Paltrow looks so..." Gwyneth Paltrow's way hotter in just like a pair of stretch pants and a fucking T-shirt. You put her in a big material gown, all this material.
Right, yeah. The material goes on forever.
And she's real hot, but... And you know who's weird? Anne Hathaway is really hot in the movies, but then when you see her in person, like not in person, but on the TV show, she's not hot.
She's like a cartoon character.
Yeah, I've been hearing basically that it was one of the most boring Oscar broadcasts. That the only funny thing was Kirk Douglas because he was insane.
He wouldn't get off.
He was more uncomfortable. He was more uncomfortable than Dick Clark on New Year's Eve because.
And if you didn't see it, I think he's still getting plastic surgery.
Wow, like why would you care once you can't talk?
His nose is about as big as Michael Jackson's now.
Really? Really?
Yeah, I'm looking at him.
Isn't that weird?
You know, here's a guy. He can't talk.
He's 900 years old.
Yeah, he's like 2,000 years old. And he's still pulling, you know, like the face is all pulled back.
Wow.
I was like,
Super.
that's amazing. What doctor is doing that?
Gee, you'd think, you know, based on his movie image, you wouldn't care. Like he was this rugged guy, but he's just like a girl.
Yeah, you know, like there's no wrinkles, no lines, nothing.
Everybody's so girly.
And yet he can't talk.
He's like, and he's pulled back.
Right.
Yeah, like, why would you care? How do I look?
And he's flirting with women.
Yeah. And then there's this whole showbiz thing. I've heard Gary started telling me about the Academy Awards, like, and Anne Hathaway or someone, I don't know who it was like holding her chest because she can't believe Kirk Douglas is flirting with her.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's not creepy.
Maybe she was holding her chest because she was afraid. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Hey, John.
Hello?
Hi, John.
Wah. I'm so sick.
Oh, boy.
Wah. I got to go on all these talk shows.
You're a fucking asshole.
Really?
Yeah. Why don't you come down here and talk for 4 hours when you have no voice and you're
I would
sick
love to.
and you have
I get paid.
bronchitis? You know what it is? I actually care about the product I put out. That's why I'm That's why I'm whining. I care about fucking doing a good show, you cunt.
I get paid $50
Fuck
million.
off. Yeah, that's right. And if I'm getting paid that kind of money, I should be able to perform well. I'm bummed out. That's all, you fucking dick. I
Can I play
fucking
a game?
hate your fucking asshole.
Can I play a game?
I wish I could punch you in the face.
Can I play a game?
No, fuck off.
Come on now.
This whole game. I'll give you a game. What a dick. That's the shit on
That's
Twitter.
the Twitter shit.
That's the
yeah.
Twitter asshole. Hate that guy. Heard from him before.
There are always going to be those kind of people who love to kick you when you're down.
If I didn't care, I'd just play some music.
Sure.
You know, I want to do a good show. I care about my audience. Yes, Julie, you're on the air.
Hey, yeah, I was watching The Daily Show last week, and Jon Stewart was like death warmed over. He was so sick. So just be honest with him. You guys have some serious common ground right now.
Yeah, well, I don't like to cancel on people. I mean, I've got this insane work ethic. Like, when I'm hired to do a job or I agree to go on a show, I go and I show up.
Well, I mean, I think that's great, but since he was actually on the show, deathly sick last week, I think that you guys will have something to talk about.
Oh, yeah, that'll fascinate people.
All
All right, thank you. Imagine that. We go on and talk about how sick we are.
I've heard worse shows.
Yeah. I probably got my cold from Jon Stewart. Because Jon Stewart's wife, Jon Stewart, Scott DePace's wife works for Jon Stewart. She probably brought home Jon Stewart's germs. I saw Scott DePace, and then I got it. That's how I got sick.
Well, you think you got it at Rayo's, I thought.
I did. I was shaking everyone's hand.
I didn't see anybody particularly ill there.
I'd like to go to a world where people just fist bump and don't shake hands, that they're as grossed out by shaking hands as I am.
And do you ever say to yourself, why didn't everyone else get sick?
I don't know what anyone else did. I just know I am in this position. Like, you're a girl. No one wants to shake your hand. They just
They shake my hand.
Do they?
Sure.
I didn't see you
They
shaking
shake my
one.
hand and kiss me.
You didn't shake Joey Reynolds' hand. I did.
No, because you were sitting on the edge there.
Oh.
He couldn't get to me.
Yeah,
It would
okay.
have been rude to reach over you.
He was probably picking his nose before he saw me. Probably wanted me sick. It's like, oh, Howard Stern has everything. I have nothing. I'm going to go pick my nose and spread my cold on him. You know? I mean, I don't know why people stop with shaking my hand. It seems like some of them want to finger my ass. I think they should do that, too. I mean, it's so intimate. Fist bump. Boom. Done. I got to learn to just do that with everyone.
Why don't you start bowing? Does someone have any
I love that. I would do
human
that.
contact at all?
John Hine, what's going on the wrap-up show today? Johnny? Takes too long for John to get in here.
John Hine is Bowie's gay lover.
Does he have any advance notice?
No.
Gay lover.
He should just stand there
Gay
waiting.
lover, gay lover.
Go ahead, John.
lover.
Fred the Elephant Boy started the day as controversial dog-eating Korean Kuna Lau and ended up simulating some phone sex with Howard and eventually winning the #1 song game.
Boy, I couldn't get off on that phone sex. My labias were dry after talking to Fred the Elephant Boy, I got to tell you.
Yeah, he happened to drop that line that we have fun on the phone. And I was like, is he having phone sex?
Ugh. What else?
We'll talk about seeing Elephant Boy and how he's holding up, why he kept saying he had a question when debating Nikki and her dog food eating crusade, and why does Fred's inability to speak fail to dissuade him from talking all the time to anyone who's willing to listen.
Oh, are you kidding? You'll see on Howard TV when he's leaving here after the microphones went off, he starts talking to me forever.
He's not aware of it because
No.
when you call him on it, he says, I just say, hi, how you doing?
Yeah. No, he loves to talk. It's so weird. I mean, it's not weird. It's just sad.
Yeah, because he has trouble making himself understood.
All these guys who have trouble talking,
Want to talk.
like, look at this Kirk Douglas at the Academy Awards. Like, at least have a heart and be short and sweet about it. He carried on and on and on. You're very beautiful. I still like ladies. And you're beautiful, too. And yes, where were you when I was making pictures? What else?
Plus, Howard is sick and knows that he won't be delightful for Jon Stewart tonight.
And if Jon Stewart was a man, he'd let me off the hook. Tell me not to show up.
But you don't do a long segment with him. Isn't it like 10 minutes?
Good. 5 minutes and I'm out.
I think they just do a small little thing.
Good. Small little thing sounds good, Fred.
Unless they planned a different kind of show.
Yeah.
yeah,
My
they based
luck.
the whole show on Howard.
Howard, we don't have any funny jokes tonight. You come out and entertain
any
for an
other
hour.
guests.
Yeah. No guests. We cleared the path for you. What else?
Twitter is providing Howard with a little too much contact with the audience.
Yeah, I think I've had enough. Go ahead.
Gary texts Charlie Sheen, who's busy explaining to the terrestrial press how he's winning. Planton makes Top Man Howard feel pretty during his Rolling Stone cover shoot.
So pretty.
And everything else that happened today we'll talk about on Wrap Up.
Thank you.
You got it.
So I'm sitting there and I realize there's no music on
Yeah.
because that even might get him to calm down,
He wouldn't have to talk so much.
So we were shooting right here in the studio. So I say to Gary, whoever was around, I said, hey, guys, why don't you put on one of the Sirius channels? You would have thought I asked to go to the moon. I don't know what it is around here. They bring in Scott, the engineer. He's fotzing around for 10 minutes by my board, by my equipment. They go, what channel do you want? I go, I don't care. Put on M&M. The Shady 45. Shade 45. Okay. 15 minutes go by. I'm still shooting. No music. I go, where's the we can't get Shade 45. It doesn't exist. I go, what? Of course it exists. What other channel would you like? I go, I don't care. Just put on some fucking music. They put it on for a few minutes and then it was off. And they turned it off. I don't know. I asked for the impossible around here.
Why couldn't they play music?
Ask Scott. He can't even get the music on.
That sounds odd.
And then I swear to you, it was on for 3 minutes and then they turned it off. Why can't you even get music? I mean, what? You're an engineer. What's going on?
I put it on the way we normally pick the music from that screen that we have on the computer.
Right.
And I left, and then it just died. That had nothing to do with me. I don't know
what?
why it went off. I have no idea.
And then you came back in and you couldn't get it back on.
No, the Shade 45 was gone. I don't
Gone.
know. I don't know why.
And he never can fix it, and was gone. And that was it. That was the end of Shade 45.
That was a mess. That was a serious problem. They weren't off the air. It was just that whatever feeds our control room here was not working properly.
You see how frustrated I get? Like, do you understand what he's saying?
No.
Whatever controls our feeds. Have you fixed this since it happened?
We'd look into it.
No, you
It
didn't.
was
Tell the
work-
truth.
it
Have
was
you even
working-
bothered to look?
Yeah, I checked it again and was working this morning. But
Okay, sure. I don't understand what goes on around here. It's a fucking company. What's going on?
I don't know. I don't know what that was. So,
Yeah, of course you don't. You never do.
well, I'm not involved in that.
All I know
end.
is they say put on one of the channels that
I
we
can put
have here at
any-
Sirius, and we can't do it.
Any other channel we put on.
And then what happened? Then the music was gone completely. Like no one could get the music on.
Oh, I don't know. I left. Ralph said I'll take care of it.
Oh, Ralph's going to take it. Why can't you take care of it?
I left it on, and no one came back to get me.
Yeah, and then they turned it off.
No one came back to
I
get
said,
me.
where's the music?
I didn't know because I wasn't in here, so I don't know what happened after that.
Yeah. I tell you, it's crazy around here. Thanks again. You know how much more handsome I would have been if I had music? You ruined my looks. Rob, you have no idea how I pose when I have that music going.
Top man.
Well, I know it loosens you up, so
All right. Thank you, Scott.
you can get the best photograph.
Rich, go ahead. You're on in Freehold, New Jersey.
Howard.
Quickly.
Hey, I'm sorry, man. Hey, John Howard.
What?
Oh, I'm sorry, Jon Stewart. You could call in. They don't do everything live. They could probably record you.
Why is he so low?
I don't know. I can hardly hear him.
I'd ask Scott, the engineer, but he wouldn't know why. Rich, are you on a real phone or?
Hold on a second. I'm sorry, man. I've been running around, hanging on for you. Can I pick you up right here? There. How's that?
Well,
What did you just do?
I just changed phones, man. I was on a cordless.
I hate to alert the industry, but cordless phones don't work.
Sometimes they work it better than others. That's all we can say.
Yeah. All
Like
right.
cell
Rich,
phones.
what is that? I can do what with Jon Stewart?
But
I can.
they don't. I watched the show. They let and give you an idea who they have. Last week they had Donald Rumsfeld on.
Right.
I mean, serious people. So I mean, but they could plop you in. They do the shows in segments. He does an opening.
I got to go because this is silly.
I don't know when he's planning to air Howard's.
He's
Well, I'm saying but he could record.
no. He's doing a show live in front of an audience, and I'm the guest.
Yeah, but the guests they.
But what is he going to? Today he
show.
can't. I don't know what you're saying. I should do. Not do the show, or
No,
should
no,
I
I'm
do it
saying
earlier in the
phone up
day?
and say, yeah, say, man, do me another day, please, if you can.
All right. Thank you. Yeah. Because
He knows how the Jon Stewart show works, obviously.
this guy's sitting at home. He can't even work his phone, and he's going to tell me what's going on at the Jon Stewart show. I mean, my God. Yes, Bobo.
How you doing there, Howard?
Okay.
Listen, I got to say, you're terrific, man. You're a genius for turning that interview that Neil Strauss was going to do on you, and you turned it around on him, and you made
Well, he did an interview
He
with
wasn't
me.
doing an interview of Howard on the air.
No, I know, but I mean, like, he was finding out things that he can use for the Rolling Stone magazine, right? And you just
No,
turned it around and-
well, okay. Thank you, Bobo.
No, hold on.
I want to leave. I want to go.
Listen, man, I hope you feel better. I really
Thank
do.
you.
Listen, Richard's wedding, I mean, it's unbelievable on the wrap-up show. You know this guy's going to have like a second wedding party at a
All right. Yeah, Dan, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say, for someone who takes interviews seriously, why would you want to do it sick,
What are you going to do? I agreed to do the Jon Stewart show. I got to go ahead and do it.
Yeah, but you don't do interviews that often, man. It's like you don't want to do it sick like that. He
Well,
can understand, dude. And he sucks anyway.
Oh, stop it.
No, he's not funny. You know it. I know he's your buddy and all, but we all know.
Hey, I'm not even that good of friends with him, really. I mean, he used to do our show. He doesn't even do it anymore.
All the more
He
reason
doesn't
to
do our
cancel
show anymore?
Well, when have you seen him? What you acting like? Where you been?
I didn't know
I
that
don't see
he
him.
was turning us down.
No, I mean, we don't ask him to come on.
No, we did.
Oh, we did?
I
What'd he
called
say?
him when he had, he's got this book out. This book's been on the bestseller list for like 25 weeks.
Explain that.
When the book came, it's called Green. It's a comedy book. But I called when the book was out. They told me he was busy.
Yeah. Wish I was busy.
All the more reason to cancel, buddy.
That's rude, though, right, Gary, if I canceled now?
Yeah, because they depend on guests. This show, when a guest cancels, you're usually happy.
I know. I'm so thrilled when guests cancel on me. I have so much stuff I want to do. I don't need a guest. I can't do that. The show must go on. I'm going to go home. I'm going home as soon as Robin's done with the news. I'm laying down in bed. I'm going to try and sleep this off.
You know what they say in show business?
Show must go on, right?
That's right.
Well, you know what?
I'm not in show business, but I know what they say. I've studied that.
I think he does a short segment anyway. I don't even think it's that long.
Oh, I hope. Just let me go on. First of all, he does it so fucking late.
Hey, Howard.
Yeah, I hate these talk shows.
JD's going to come in real quick. JD's got a theory. He thinks the reason Jon Stewart doesn't do our show anymore was because last time he was here, Sal insulted him.
Really?
Oh.
Howard, you should bring Sal with you.
That's funny. I'm going to bring Sal on with me.
Remember last time Jon Stewart was on his show, like Sal went into the green room and said like the bit he did at the Emmys wasn't that funny or something?
You were in Meet the Parents, right?
No.
You wasn't in
Think shittier.
Well, I thought he was in Meet the Parents. Isn't that him?
Sandler. Other Jew. Wrong Jew. Oh, no, it was Stiller. Ben Stiller.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This close. Think half-baked.
I was going to ask him what Sherry Stiller like.
You know what?
That's his father.
Still ask, because I can tell you. Ask.
You were in Meet the Parents. You weren't in Meet the Parents.
He's asking you ask. No, I wasn't Meet the Parents.
Okay, you were in
You're in charge of people's investments.
Waterboy.
Yes.
You was in Waterboy. That's it.
You're listing
You played the
Jews.
coach. You played the coach in Waterboy.
I was Henry Winkler.
Yeah.
I played Henry Winkler in Waterboy.
No, you were in, was it In the Army Now?
Poseidon Adventure. I played Shelley Winter's butt plug.
Oh, that's funny. I'm so embarrassed, man. I swear to God, I thought he was in Meet the Parents. Yeah, that is embarrassing.
Oh, yeah. Sal did me a favor. That's when, before we put Sal on lockdown. Fucking moron. Sal went into the green room, starts talking, like, because Sal works here. He feels he's entitled to bother the guests.
He's retarded.
Yeah. And he went in and he just goes, I don't think you did a good job on the Oscars or whatever. Like, he started insulting him.
Right.
And it wasn't even on camera. Was it? I mean, it's just for no fucking reason.
And John's just sitting in the green room waiting to come
Yeah,
on.
he
It wasn't
didn't do
like
anything
he
wrong.
engaged Sal in any way.
Can I tell you something? If I went on the Jon Stewart show and I'm sitting there in the green room
And
waiting,
somebody who worked for him just
said,
happened
"You're not
to
funny?"
walk in.
Yeah, I'd never do it either. You're right. That's probably the reason. I work in a loony bin. I've created a crazy place.
Yeah, it's a nut house in there.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Dan. I'm going to go do the show.
Well, Sal probably doesn't think it's any great loss because he didn't like
Yeah.
anyway.
Sal wasn't a big fan, so we'll get along without him. Whatever Sal wants.
I feel bad. I don't understand. You just feel responsible to go on tonight, or about Stewart?
Well, what am I going to do? I agreed to do it.
It's so miserable to have to be creative when you're sick.
Somebody said you should send somebody in your place, but that doesn't really work.
You really think they'd be like, "Oh fuck, he's fucked us," or?
I don't know. I think so.
See, you know, it's funny. We don't think so because we're a show. I say this all the time. We don't have a guest list.
Yeah.
Like they have guests
planned.
And
But they also must have an understudy always planned, then, right? Or not?
well, you're always ready for somebody to cancel, but you know, like I guess you call like Gilbert or something. You know, you call somebody close by.
So, John, when Howard called for you, was your pace or your, the quickness that you got in the studio any different from any other day?
No. What I'm suffering from is Langford used to go in before me, and then I would follow him, so I'd have time. Now that Langford doesn't go in at that time, I need to get all the way over from here where I sit into the studio, and I'm not a very fast runner. I mean, I've got a good bat, solid glove, but the speed was never my forte. So in order to get there that quickly, I need a song to play, and if Fred doesn't play the song, it's going to take a little while. But today was no different than any other day, except for the fact that Howard's sick and angry.
You've noticed it. I mean, you're there during the breaks. You're there on a daily basis, so you know that there's a certain irritability factor.
He's toughing it out. I mean, he's sick, but what do you know when you're sick? You're cranky, and he's cranky, and you want to stay off the radar on a day like this. So I wish I had more speed. I wish I could have gotten in there quicker, but I guess next time I'll try and be faster.
You need Langford to set that pick for you, man.
I do. I need somebody feeding me. Well, that's a bad example. But I will try and be ready and more prompt, and maybe I'll talk to Fred during the break before and make sure that song's ready to go. A lot of prep goes into this.
Scott.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. Now, when Howard brings up something that happened on Friday, or Howard brings up old things such as the music not working properly during his photo shoot.
Yeah, you were in there. Why didn't you step to my aid?
Well, I mean, I'm only
You didn't even want the music on. You wanted it off.
Well,
you were one of those naysayers.
I was actually happy that you were having technical difficulties. No, but in all seriousness, do you think that this would be an issue that would be forgotten had Howard been feeling better this morning? Do you think there's a certain element of crankiness to the fact?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
You don't think he's being a little bit more difficult or a little bit tougher on you because there's other factors at play, such as stuffed nose, or throat?
No, I thought it was pretty easy, actually. Yeah, no, I don't think it's because he was sick. He was annoyed that it didn't work right.
But you claim that you rechecked it. You looked at it this morning and it was working.
Yes, that is correct.
But Howard seems to want to know, did you get to the bottom of it, the reason why it didn't work and why it's working now?
I didn't. It's not my area.
So what specifically was wrong? Because Howard seemed to gloss over your answer.
I don't know. It just didn't, the feed that we get just stopped. Whether it was from the control room or whatever, maybe they were working on something at the time. Yeah, it's working now.
But the brief lashing you took this morning isn't a result of his irritability. It's just Howard being Howard.
That's it. That's what I feel, yes.
Throughout today's show, I'm sure you've noticed, it seems like there's a certain irritability factor going on with Howard related to his sickness and his impending appearance on The Daily Show. What have you seen from him today that has shown sort of a tendency towards being very curt with everyone?
Listen, he's in a bad mood. He's sick. During the break, he's clearing his throat. He's blowing his nose, and he's sick. And we've all been there. It sucks when you're sick. It sucks to have to come to work. but it's just not in his nature to turn around. So, you know, he's actually been pretty good during the break. I mean, you just lay low, just see what he needs, feed him as much stuff as he wants, and just try to gauge if you're getting on his nerves, and if you are, just move out of the way.
I was going to touch on that. How much do you try to stay out of his way, you know, as opposed to a regular day when you try to be in there and, you know, feeding him information and being in his head a little more?
You know, today he seems more open to hearing stuff because he didn't get to watch the Oscars, and since I saw it, he seems to be open to hearing what I have to say. But I'm not pushing too much stuff on him. I'm just, you know, it's not that much different than any other day. I'm like, here's what I have. I'm always gauging his mood, whether he's sick or not.
So you just stay a little bit, like on a day like today, you stay a little bit further away from the small talk, and you just keep it.
Yeah, oh, definitely. No doubt about that.
So, going forward, what does it take for Howard to actually miss a day? Like, how sick will he have to get for him to actually not show up? I mean, I don't even...
I would think, like, throwing up would be a reason to miss a day. I don't know. I mean, he's pretty sick today. I've seen him in sicker than this. I've seen him in where he can't even talk, and then so he turns on the mics and he talks. I mean, I've seen him in sicker than this, but he's got to be really, really sick to miss a day.